Hey guys. Okay, so what you're about to see is a health screening, a BioResonance cellular screening that I ran on Miss Tiegen. Now, Miss Tiegen came in to get a screening done because she was suffering with fibromyalgia. She had been diagnosed with lupus, and this has been going on for a long time since she was in her teens. She's done things like changed her diet, started eliminating sugar, but she's still suffering on a weekly basis, sometimes to the point of even being debilitated, not being able to go into work. So her finances are suffering. And she is just like, not feeling very hopeful, feeling like she's tried so many different things, but nothing seems to get her to the health goals that she's looking for. So I spent some time with her going over her health history, developing a holistic protocol based on that and based on her screening results. And what y'all are about to see is the bioresonance screening results that we do, or the screenings that we do, and you're about to see some of the things that can pull up. So keep in mind, these are some of the symptoms that she was suffering with, and what you're about to see is what pulled up as some of the root causes of those things that she was suffering with. Now, before y'all see this screening, just know that all of this is non-diagnostic, and before you make any changes to your health, you should always consult your healthcare provider. Okay, so this is your screening. And I'm going to flip down to the first scan that we did. So in your scan, we do in your screening, we do 3 scans. The first one is the baseline summary. And this one basically this one scans all your organs and will determine which ones are stressed or weakened. Okay. So if they don't pop up, that's because your body right now, either they're in balance or that your body right now isn't so much focused on those as it is on the ones that popped up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And or system that popped up for you is called your limbic system. Okay. And so this system can get stressed or weakened whenever there's stress going on in the life. This system is important. What this does is your emotional life is largely housed in the limbic system, and it critically aids in the formation of memories. Okay, this system is also involved with the motivation for learning. Okay, so what I like to recommend when I see this pop up, there's a few different areas that might pop up, and I like to recommend what's called the gratitude journal. And so what the gratitude journal does is it can start to alter your brain in a way that you can produce healthy brain waves and also improve your health too. So the scientific study on somebody that keeps a daily log of gratitude is that they live longer and they're healthier. So having this gratitude journal can actually improve your health, and it's through scientific studies, it can improve your health and can help you live longer too. So the gratitude journal, what that is going to be is just 5 minutes a day. I want you to go get yourself a journal. You're going to write down 3 things that you're thankful for every day, and it always has to be different. They can't be the same 3 things that you said yesterday or last week. Okay, and what this is going to do is it's going to exercise your brain and grow your brain, expand it to start seeing life in a more positive manner, because we believe that your thoughts and your emotions can affect your actual physical DNA, your cellular health. Like the energy from thoughts can negatively affect your health too. So by being intentional on your thought life through this practice is going to actually positively affect your body chemistry and your chemical makeup.
Makes sense. Okay.
So gratitude journal is going to be a part of your protocol. Okay. Now, that was actually all that popped up on your baseline summary. So glad to see that right now, but that doesn't mean that everything is just hunky-dory. What that means is your body really wants to focus and repair this system.
Okay.
All right, the next thing that we scanned is called the comprehensive screening report. This one, what this does is it helps us identify more of root cause issues. So this is the things that popped up on this scan is the things that we're going to pay a little bit more attention to. And I forgot to mention this earlier that this type of scan that we do, the BioResonance scan, is a non-diagnostic tool. So everything that we talk about today is not to diagnose for any purposes. It's more just like educational purposes, and that when you make changes, or if you make changes, that you need to make sure you get it approved by your health care provider. Okay.
Okay.
As you see right here, where it says amplification level, do you see that?
Mm-hmm.
It says 15. Okay, so let me explain amplification level. Amplification level on this scan goes from 1 to 15. And what that's doing is it's identifying what layer of health your body is ready to focus on. So think of layers of your health like an onion, and how an onion has different layers in it, right?
Yeah.
Your body cannot go through every single layer at one time and fix everything. It would just be overwhelming and put a lot of stress on your body. So what it does is it goes through and it picks which layer your body is ready to address first. It's kind of like untying a knot, like a really, really tangled knot that has a bunch of knots in it. That's like your body right now. And what this test does is it goes through and finds like, oh, this knot needs to go first. Okay, now this knot needs to go second. Okay, this knot needs to go third. Does that make sense? So this layer 15, is the knot your body's ready to work out right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing that popped up is called mycotoxins. Mycotoxins is like, it's kind of the toxins that mold produces, and we can breathe it in, we can ingest it in. Mold toxins also cause things like inflammation, runny nose, headaches, brain fog. Okay, it can also stay in the body for a long time unless you get rid of it. So we want to do two things. We want to get rid of the source, wherever you got it from, and we want to get rid of it in your body. So I like to ask the question, do you know of anywhere that you could be being exposed to mold to right now, or have been exposed to it in the past?
No, I can't think of anything.
And mold is like one of those sneaky things. It could be up in the attic somewhere, or even in the next person's apartment, or in the next building of your, not building, but the next, I guess, room from even where you work. So it's not always like in plain sight. But that's okay. If you don't know of anywhere that you could have been exposed or might be being exposed to it now, that's fine. We'll pay attention to this. We're going to put you on a couple of things that are going to help with this. Okay. So we can start seeing improvement in that. One thing I also need to explain before we move on are what's called our imprints. See this bottle right here? This is an imprint remedy. This is a liquid tincture that we make specifically for you based on your screening results.
Okay.
So all of the balancing frequencies that brought your body into balance when the test scanned you, we're going to make this bottle, we put it on our machine, and it loads all of those frequencies into this bottle, and you take it under your tongue a couple times a day, and it puts those balancing frequencies all throughout your body and helps balance majority of the things that we talk about on the screening today. There'll be some kind of balancing frequency inside that imprint remedy that you'll be taking to help with that area.
Okay.
Okay, great. So that's also going to help with this area of these mycotoxins too.
Okay.
Okay. The next thing that it found was amino acid signatures, phenylalanine. This one right here, what I like to recommend for majority of deficiencies or nutritional things is to get most of it from your food if you can. And then supplementation is second. So food is first, supplementation is second. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So right here, you can actually see where in this description, it'll tell you the different things that you can get this from, the different foods you can get this from. So you can start consuming more of those foods to bring your body into balance.
Okay.
Some things I do like to recommend for clients is like an amino acid complex that has all of them in there.
Yeah.
And so we might do that for you. At the end of our session today, I'll finalize the protocol. So as of right now, I don't believe that I'm going to do an amino acid complex for you, but that could be a possibility as we move forward. Okay. Okay, the next thing we're seeing protozoa filter. So this is kind of like a parasite filter. Again, this is non-diagnostic, but when we see this, I like to do like a cleanse that will help the body to flush out any like microbials or anything like that. Okay, so we're definitely going to do something like that on you. This right here, GI, you can see it's specifically affecting your GI tract, or could be affecting your GI tract.
Wow.
Okay, which is your intestinal tract. So it can cause the gas, the bloating. You know, if you were to have these, it could even cause you, like when you're actually eating things, for you to not absorb the nutrition from what you're eating.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing we're looking at is a couple different bacterial signatures. You see, we have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
All three of these bacterial signatures, again, are not diagnosing you with these specific bacteria, but what it found is frequencies that are similar to these. So that is how we're going to approach this. All three of these signatures are in the typical form can cause a lot of inflammation in the body, a lot of pain in the body. So there you are possibly suffering with some infections that have never been caught. In fact, a lot of these are, they aren't typically found through doctors testing. So that's one thing I love about this machine is it can find these, and we can go from there with the approach that we want to take for that. So we're going to, a part of your protocol is going to have some things to help your body assist in these different possible infections that could be causing some of that pain, fatigue, the weakness, the joints, those kind of things too.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, the next thing we're looking at are fatty acid signatures. Fatty acid signature is the type of nutritional thing, nutrition that your body needs. Okay, this one is specifically evening primrose is a type of oil that your body would benefit from taking. Okay, evening primrose can help with PMS, bloating, water retention, acne, depression, irritability, foggy thinking, and headaches. Okay, even PCOS, so polycystic ovary syndrome, which a lot of females have, especially if they have irregular periods. Okay, so evening primrose is going to benefit you. And look here's another oil blend that it found to help with inflammation. So there is inflammation going on in your body. And this borage blend here is another essential fatty acid that's actually going to help with that inflammation. So your body really needs these essential fatty acids. Okay, so there's good fat and there's bad fat. You've been consuming all the bad fat and your body isn't getting enough good fat. That's basically what this is showing me. Okay.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to probably put some things in your protocol that consist of these. Okay.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I
by
had a feeling
consuming more of these, it's your inflammation and pain is going to be reduced. Okay, so the next thing we're looking at are some chemical toxins. Alkyphenols is comes from things like deodorants, toothpaste, shaving creams, mouthwash, cleaning supplies. I'm going to put you on what's called the healthy home checklist, and you're going to start going through that, and you pick one at a time. Where when you run out, you go replace it with something natural. Okay, because we do want to do a detox on you eventually. I don't think we'll be able to right now because there's a lot of infections going on that we need to clear up first. But as we're detoxifying you in the future, you don't want to be having things in your own household that is adding toxins back in as we're getting them out.
Yeah.
So this healthy home checklist is going to help you identify where the toxins are coming from and how to replace them and what to replace them with.
Okay.
And you can just, like I said, do one thing at a time. Some drainage signatures. So definitely need to stimulate the lymphatic system. That's why we talked about working out. Okay. You might even be having like some mucus drainage, which I think you mentioned earlier, which this actual signature is one of the things that it found to help clear out that mucus. And that's going to be in your imprint remedy. But also stimulate the lymphatic system too, which is what your body needs. Okay, genome, chromosome. So these are actual structures of your DNA, RNA that your body actually needs support on. Your imprint's going to help bring support to these areas. And this is something we want to pay attention to. Dietary signatures. So this scans all kinds of diets and like against your body. Vegetarian diet is what that found to help bring your body into balance. So I would, I would definitely recommend if you don't go completely vegetarian, you need to focus on having maybe a whole day of vegetarian or maybe even a whole week of vegetarian. And what that means, vegetarian, do you know the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan?
Vegan, they don't, I know it's
they don't
something
eat
it's like
they don't eat any animal products at all.
Yeah.
Cheese, eggs. Vegetarian is mainly just like meat. You don't eat meat.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like chicken and beef, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So
like
I would slow your roll in these areas. Maybe add in more fish to your diet, less chicken, less beef, and you can get a lot of plant protein protein from plant sources. So I would recommend looking into that. Don't stress over it, but just identify where you can start adding more plant protein into your diet.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, last scan we did on you. By the way, when it comes to the diet, you already know that a lot of sugar can cause inflammation, but even the wrong type of meat can cause inflammation too. Especially the meat that is conventionally raised, like these animals, what they're eating are things that aren't even healthy for the animal, and then we eat the animal, and so we're getting those things that were unhealthy that they were eating. So it's playing a big role in even our bodies too. So when you do eat meat, it's good to do like the organic, grass-fed, those type of things. And that protocol that I'm sending you is gonna help educate you in these areas.
Have a list with that. Okay.
Okay, last scan that we did is the informational scan. This scan just helps identify other things that can help benefit the body. So this scan isn't as important as the comprehensive scan, but it's still something to pay attention to, okay?
Okay.
3 is a vitamin that would benefit your body from taking it. This helps with like the nervous system, the circulatory system. It helps with energy and digestion. Okay, if you don't have enough B3, you can get dizziness, headaches, depression, canker sores, indigestion, limb pains, loss of appetite, low blood sugar levels, skin eruptions. Okay, so I think B3 is going to be really good for you to take.
Okay, B3.
Especially with all the things that you mentioned earlier that are some issues that you're dealing with.
Okay.
Okay, these are some different amino acids that showed up for you. Quite a few: carnitine, ornithine. Okay, so these 2 plus that other one, so it's a total of 3. And so we might do like some form of collagen with amino acids or an amino acid complex for you. And this does on this sheet list where you can actually, what foods have these in it and where you can get it from in your food. Remember, food first, supplement second. Okay, some different hormones are off. Okay, luteinizing releasing hormone. Okay, the one that stands out to me is the melatonin. So we talked about that already.
Yeah.
So this is it's showing up in your screening. Okay. So your imprint's going to help start bringing these areas into balance, but it's going to be important for you to make those changes that we already talked about with the lifestyle changes to help bring specifically the melatonin back into balance. Some supplements that recommended that would be beneficial to you is chlorella. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but chlorella actually helps to detoxify the body. It's good. It's rich in phytonutrients. Okay, even amino acids. So chlorella, would be beneficial for some of those amino acids that it shows low.
Okay.
Beta-carotene, potassium, magnesium, and B's. So that chlorella is going to be good for a lot of different things for you. Okay.
Okay.
Antioxidants and bioflavonoids. So antioxidants help your body to, have you ever bitten into an apple and you've seen that it turns brown?
Yeah.
That's called oxidation. So antioxidants help repair the oxidative stress on the body. So eating things that are rich in antioxidants is going to be really, really beneficial by adding in those fruits and berries and stuff that we already talked about in your diet that you're going to be doing. It's going to help build this back up in your body.
Okay.
CoQ10 is something else that it recommended for you. This is really good for the heart. Again, adding those things into the diet is going to help build these back up in your body.
Okay.
And possible some small intestinal support. We've already saw different areas that the GI has been affected with the some possible infections. So we're going to help clear that up.
Okay.
Some dental reports. Maxillary 216 could be affecting you. I like to recommend coconut oil pulling. Have you ever heard of that?
I actually just started doing that and I loved it. I already noticed just after the first time a difference.
Yes.
So that's definitely something I'm gonna keep up. But
that's definitely gonna help with this area.
Yeah, I think that tooth is that silver tooth, and I'm waiting to get my benefit cards, and I'm gonna schedule an appointment to get that out.
Nice, nice.
I
Great,
knew
great.
that tooth. I felt that that tooth played a part in some health things too.
Uh-huh. Okay, so the next thing, this is the last one, is some vertebral signatures, thorac 2 and thorac 5. So this is actually kind of like that mid thorac 5 right here. That's that kind of like that in between the shoulder blades issues that you're
Yeah,
having. Okay, this can affect
yeah.
the liver, blood
Wow.
pressure, and anemia, circulation. Thorac 2 is like um, oh yeah, that's right there in between that shoulder blade. And then thorac 5 is kind of like a little bit in that middle back. Your imprint's going to help with these in the future if these keep popping up on future screenings.
Okay.
Chiropractors are always recommended too, because when there's an imbalance in the spine, there's like energetic highways on those spinal areas that can affect different organs if there's imbalances on those areas.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is it for your screening. Okay, so that sums up that screening. And if y'all want to know more about the bioresonance screenings and how they can help you, just comment below and we'll send you some information.